Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lauren and today we're going to be doing a book haul. Sorry about not posting last week. I was in New York and I didn't get back until like Monday. Usually I try to upload on Wednesdays. The whole week just kind of became a disaster and I ended up not posting. But this week we are going to be doing a book haul because I purchased so many books while I was in New York because I think honestly I have a problem. You know, I used to be that person when I went on vacations. I would take a lot of pictures of the scenery. This trip I was obsessed with going into almost every single bookstore that I saw. If we went to a thrift store and they had a book section, I was in that book section for a hot minute. If we were in like a market and there was a bookstore, I was like, I'm going in there. So I ended up purchasing about like 7 or 8 books on this trip. I also included one book that I got before I left because I was in Target and had to look at the book section and bought a book that I did not need, but again. So yes, let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I got was actually the book that I purchased before I went to New York in Target because I, again, have a problem. And lo and behold, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue was staring at me on the shelf and I was like, you're on my to-be read list. I've been wanting you for a long time. I haven't picked you up because I honestly am scared of your size. But I was like, you know what? I might as well just own the book because like eventually I will read it. Although I have heard some people say that this book is very slow paced, which is kind of like a concerning factor to me because I get bored easily. I also don't have all the time in the world. And currently actually I'm reading a book called The Deep by Alma Katsu. I don't know if you've heard of it. I'll put a picture of it on the screen somewhere. But I'm reading this book and it's also slow paced. And if you guys have been following me on Goodreads, I have been reading this book for like 3 months. Like it has taken me so long and I'm still only on like page 200 something and that book is 400 pages long. People say that it's slow paced but that it's like it's worth it. So to me that's like better than just a slow paced book, you know? I really liked the cover of it and the aesthetic as well. I feel like it fits my bookshelf very well because I do have quite a lot of like dark colored books. It's funny, I actually just recently downloaded the Storygraph app, which is like Goodreads but not owned by Amazon, and my like pie chart, what did it say? My vibes of books that I read are mysterious, tense, emotional, and reflective and dark. So I read a lot of dark books. I think that this book is also fits into those categories, so we'll see if I enjoy it. I think I will though. I just like have to make time for it, I think is really the problem. I will read it at some point. Maybe I'll do a book talk too, so subscribe if you want to see that later. Then I went to New York. I was there for a weekend and a day or so, and my friends and I decided to go to the MoMA, which is the Museum of Modern Art. I think that's what it stands for. We saw a bunch of art. I was really glad that I went because I've never been to like a real art museum and it was really cool to see art. I'm not the most like artistically gifted person, but I love looking at art and appreciating it. And then we stumbled upon the gift shop book area and I was like, I don't need to be here right now, but I'm gonna buy something. So I bought 2 books from the MoMA. They're both like graphic novel illustration type of books, which I'm actually really excited that I purchased because I do not own a lot of like graphic art type of books. I think the one graphic novel that I read in like middle school was Smile. So I picked up 2 and I'm really excited to honestly just own these and look at the pictures because they're so pretty. But the first book that I got is actually more of like a real book. It's Kusama, the graphic novel by Elisa Macellari. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. And it's just like so pretty. Like just look at the illustrations. Like it is gorgeous and it's also just like 10 out of 10. Even if I am not interested in the story, I'm just like glad that I own this because it's so gorgeous. The back of the book says, in 1960s America, Kusama is a symbol of free love and peace. She fights a constant battle with her mental health but finds salvation in art. From her childhood in rural Japan through her radical happenings in New York to her groundbreaking international installations, this vivid graphic novel documents the incredible journey of a remarkable icon. I think I looked up, Kusama is like a Japanese artist, so this does have meaning and I'm just excited to own it. And then the next book that I got is basically just like a picture, like coffee table type of book. It's The Great New York Subway Map by Emiliano Ponzi. This is literally just like a big thin book with a bunch of like graphics in it of like New York, like very New York vibes, New York scenery and like subway scenery and just like people. Like I just for some reason felt the need to own this because it like a memory's sake, like oh I went to New York. But it is really beautifully illustrated and it'll just like look very pretty on my bookshelf. Now the next 2 books that I got, we got at a thrift store in Long Island, and my friends and I love going thrifting because honestly I think thrifting is a great opportunity to find pieces that you would have never picked out if you had gone to a store. They're cheaper, they're more sustainable because like someone already owned them. Although I have been seeing a lot more Shein on the racks of thrift stores, which does concern me a little bit, but for the most part, if you find a good thrift store, like, they have such good stuff. And this thrift store that we went to had a book section, and I was in that book section for a hot minute because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna find a book here that's like discounted and a good book. So I was really determined, and I stumbled upon 2 Agatha Christie books. Oh my god, I have not read Agatha Christie, but she's been on my to be read list for a while because it's kind of like classics but mystery edition, and she's such a good mystery writer. Like, on the top of these books it says the Queen of Mystery. Like, she is the person I want to read. I love mystery, I love thrillers, I love all of that kind of genre. So I got Five Little Pigs by Agatha Christie, and then I also got Dumb Witness. I've not heard like anything about both of these books, but I got them because A, look at the covers, they're so gorgeous, and they were $2.99 each. Such a steal, love that. They're in great shape. Like, I love both of these books, and I'm really excited to read some Agatha Christie. I hope that I'm a fan. Like, I really hope that I'm a fan. So the last place that we went to in New York that I bought books from was Chelsea Market, which, love Chelsea. It's a cute area. Chelsea Market is also really pretty and just has like the best like cute little shops and restaurants. So we were in Chelsea Market and I saw this bookstore, and I think from the bookmarks that they gave me, it's called Postman Books. They gave me bookmarks and I really love that. Got 3 books. I was really intrigued by their classic table. They had a layout of like all of these classics on a table. They were all like the prettiest editions of classics that I've ever seen in my life. So I picked up 3 of them. I would have bought more if I wanted to spend more money, honestly, but I was like, I need self-control. So I only bought 3. I got Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is the Penguins Classic Deluxe Edition, and it's just like, it's just so pretty. Like, look at it. It's like black and white, and it's just like beautifully illustrated, and also the pages are ribbed. I don't know if this is what it's called, but I'm gonna call it ribbed. It's ribbed pages. It's beautiful. The perfect like flop. I'm just like so excited. And honestly, I don't read a lot of classics. I know like this shelf up here is my classics shelf, and I have the picture of Dorian Gray. I have like The Great Gatsby and a bunch of other plays and stuff like that. And then I also have a Jane Austen like set. That's what this is up here. But I got it from Amazon, and it's terribly printed. It should be a crime like how terribly printed these books are. Like, the covers are really pretty, but the size of the books is like this big, and the page and like paper is so terrible, and the font is like size 9. But this like cover and edition of Jane Austen is so much more attractive to me, and I'll probably be reading this edition. And honestly, I think that this just like will make me more excited to read classics, so I'm really excited about that. Will I get around to it? I don't know, but at least I have it now. I also got Sense and Sensibility, which is another Jane Austen book, and this one's like so like, it's a little bit more simple, but it's just like rainbow colors, gorgeous. I love this mirror on the back of it. Like, I think this is also the Penguin Classic Deluxe Edition, and the pages are also ribbed. I'm so in love. So yeah, I got 2 Jane Austens, and then the last book that I got, the woman at the register said that I would enjoy this one the most, but it is the longest book that I purchased, so I don't really know if that's like true about if I'll love it more. But I got Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is huge. Look at it. It's a thick girl, but she's very pretty. Like, the cover again, really gorgeous, and this is the 150th anniversary annotated edition. I don't know what that means. Maybe it being annotated will help me like it better, but I have no idea. And I think eventually I will read it, but you know, school is hyping up again, so I might not have time to. So yeah, those are all the books that I bought on my trip to New York and also before New York. Again, school is starting up for me soon, and I absolutely will have no time to read any of these, but it's the thought that counts, you know? Eventually I'll get around to them. Those are all the books that I got. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and make sure to turn on that bell icon so that you get notified every time that I post, because school is starting and I probably will start posting more sporadically. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.